Not a lot of players.
That's basically it for guys that stayed. So we got Zora and Water here. We got Rice Krispie treats too, because Sirius is the best cook ever.
Those look like Cocoa Rice Krispie treats, actually.
They are chocolatey. Delicious, actually. Shiek Samus.
Wow, nice perfect pivot.
Yeah, that was really good spacing.
A lot of players would jump or roll in that scenario, and he just managed to catch the approach from Shiek with a perfect pivot.
Yeah, perfect pivot is so good for using the space behind you as an excellent way to micro space and get around your opponent.
Yeah. So Water just completely stuffing all of Zora's approaches here. Go for the follow-up. Can we give a shout-outs, by the way, to Samus's throws? They're definitely the coolest looking throws in the game. It's a shame we don't get to see them that often.
Sensor grabs. Yeah. Trash.
Yeah. And we see, it's actually very interesting, because a lot of characters tend to not like to fight in the corner, but it seems like Water is very comfortable fighting in the corner.
Yeah.
He's just very comfortable throwing out these counter hits.
Yeah, and he's not doing a whole lot of what you expect Samus to do, which is just throw out her Zares, throw out her missiles, and try and get someone to approach. I mean, Zora's just coming right to him.
Yeah.
It kind of has to now, down 50%.
At this point, yeah. I mean, you really can't, to be honest, you can't really shoot needles too much against this character either, because
Charge shots, such a
charge
threat.
shots, super missiles, guided missiles. What are they called? I forget. The guided ones. Homing missiles.
Homing missiles,
yeah.
And Samus's air drift is just gigantic. How
Yeah.
floaty she is. She gets out of so many combos.
I can see Shiek having a lot of struggle killing Samus in this matchup, to be honest. If not for the fact that she's actually a pretty heavy character, but the fact that she's going to be able to drift out of a lot of these forward tilt combos that Shiek is going to look for to kill. And at such a high rage now, it's going to be even more difficult to close out the stock with those combos. But
yeah, Shiek definitely the character that gets bodied the hardest by rage and gains almost nothing from it.
yes, that's very true, except for the Shiek Ditto.
Ooh.
Wow! Catches him dropping his shield
Smart
right there.
option. And he had the Morph Bomb out.
Yeah.
If Zora decided to shield it, the shield was getting busted.
Yeah, actually, no, that's true, right? Isn't one Morph Ball and a charge shot?
Guaranteed shield
Yep,
break.
Guaranteed shield break, so.
Oh, he's got the back air
no.
stage spike, though. Good stuff to Zora.
Yeah,
That's
no.
an untechable.
Yeah, that looked pretty untechable.
That is the usual Shiek strat today, to just abuse the weirdness of the back air hitbox to get the stage spike.
Yep. Since it isn't that strong anymore.
No.
Thank God.
Yeah, you have to get your kill in weird ways now.
Yeah, almost gets it again. Now we see him on the edge, managing to roll back on.
Yeah, and Zora really struggling to get damage here out of any of his
Yeah,
hits.
I mean, he's just kind of jumping into these big Samus hitboxes, and to an extent, you kind of have to a little bit, but I'd like to see him maybe walk up a little bit, wait for those laggy neutral airs and forward tilts to come out, and then hit it.
I'd like to see him do a little bit more of what Water's doing and use some of these perfect pivots backwards whenever
yeah, he
Water
seems to
comes towards
be, in a similar fashion, he seems to be using dash away needles in the same sense that you would use a perfect pivot, which is fine. And I think that that's the main use of needles in this matchup, is to sort of just threaten you at mid-range so that you can force Samus to throw out these poke moves. But it seems like Zora's getting a little antsy here. He does have Water at a relatively high percent.
I would like to see him use a little more needles, and he's starting to do it now because Water hasn't been throwing out any projectiles.
Yeah,
now
so
he's starting to throw out a couple.
He's kind of forcing, you got to force him to play your own game a little bit. Does not get the tipper there. Samus's short hop.
Oh, and catches him with the vanish.
Nice. Good read on the Zare.
Yeah, Water had to lean back a little bit to avoid that vanish. I don't think he was expecting it to come out.
Yeah, no, that's not something you really see a lot. That's sort of like a brawl trick, actually, that that Shiek used to like to do to get kills. But it works just as well in this game. It can catch, especially Zares, back onto the stage. It's a great tool.
Since you're recovering without any kind of hitbox.
Yeah, as a Zero Suit Samus player, I attest to that. I've gotten caught by that a couple times at least.
So we're back to Sheikville.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what was the ban here, but I'm kind of surprised not to see like Battlefield or something come out.
Yeah, you don't really want Shiek to play on this stage. I'm surprised we even struck here in the first place, to be honest.
Well, the good news for him is, I mean, Samus obviously we're talking about being such a weird weight class that she shouldn't be getting Sheeked on Smash Bros.
No, that's very true. But at the same time, this is definitely a relatively good stage for Shiek regardless. As we've seen from Void and other top Sheiks in the past, she can really make good use of that platform, even if it doesn't involve a bouncing push kill, like Zora just went for right there.
Yes, it can be just really great damage extension.
Yep.
Another good out B punish right there from water. It does not like amazing damage, but it's good for such a fast move.
Yeah, and it's good to get those out of the way early on in the stock to rack up the damage that it's a little fresher later in the stock. So manages to double air dodge, gets a footstool, but Shiek's recovery is pretty good. Reads the bouncing fish. Wow!
The nair
Oh
into
my
the
God!
missile!
What a...
Sniped!
I'm sure that was completely intentional.
Absolutely, I believe in water.
Either way, I think he might have been dead to that neutral air anyway. That was just super flashy, but either way, good stuff from water. Stalling himself out with that down B there.
Yep.
Not being careful now. He knows the vanish setup from last game. He's trying to avoid getting hit by that.
Uh-oh. Big
And
damage
that's
off that
not
charge
something
shot.
you want to do when you're down a stock, is eat a fully charged Samus neutral B to the face.
Nope. Zora's still trying to get these gimps.
Oh,
Got to be
tries
careful.
to
He doesn't get dared.
Tries to two-frame him there. I like that attempt. He would have popped off for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, another forward smash.
Yeah, no, that wasn't even just a forward smash. That was a pivot back forward smash. Really smart spacing coming out of water there.
Yeah, Zora's really struggling to close the stock out. That fair is not going to do it. And Samus's air drift is so
no.
good. But went onto the platform with lag as that morph ball.
Yeah, I think he might have tried to drop through the platform there, but I don't think you're able to in that animation with Samus.
No, it doesn't look like it. But now Zora can get his damage back if he can make a comeback. He's got a couple of grabs here.
Yeah. And just get the up tilts.
Yeah, I like that air dodge with the
Back
up
air,
tilt.
back air. Sheik things. Managed to get it, well,
Got the
a
trump.
delayed trump. It was a delayed trump.
Yeah,
which
it
is-
was kind of a sneaky trump.
Yeah, which is good. That's typically the trump you see the most at the high level of play.
To connect, yeah.
Yeah.
But Zora just, he didn't follow up with the connecting shoot. Oh, the forward tilt. Surprised to see that kill, but it was on the platform.
Yeah. And I don't think that Zora was prepared to DI that whatsoever.
No.
I don't think he saw that coming at all.
Yeah.
By the way, shout outs to Water for having his name and challenging my my New York upbringings, because I really want to pronounce his name Wada so bad. But I'm going to try my hardest to have correct pronunciation and call him Water like he is. So
we are starting off right away again. We're still on Smashville. Of course, Zora wouldn't pick anything different. But
yeah, and again, I gotta wonder what the ban was here. But jumping right back into the game, you know, we see a lot of counter hits coming off of Water. Oh, wow!
Oh gosh, he went for it.
Yeah, and you know, that's something that is actually pretty good against Shiek. You know, going all the way back to Nairo taking taking the game off, or the set off 0, going all the way down there.
Yeah,
because a lot of Sheiks, they feel that they're very safe in that position, but they're actually not that safe.
Right.
Because there is some wait or startup time to her up B. So.
Well, Zora in a bad position here.
Yeah, he kind of needs to be a little bit more patient on the edge here. He's getting hit by a lot of options from Water just covering the edge.
And I'd like to see him use a lot more Nair out of his combos. Nair does just about as much damage as up air, I believe. But it's not going to stale your up air as much.
Yeah, of course. And also, if you do connect a weak Nair, you can just go right into that bouncing fish. So, smart spot dodge there.
Yep. Samus, of course, having tied for the fastest forward smash in the game with Marth. So that's why Water's throwing it out so much. 10.
10?
10.
They bought Marth forward smash then.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it was 13 or something in Brawl.
Uh-huh.
So, I believe that was a bouncing fish read on an air dodge, correct? So.
Yeah, and Zora's playing nice and safe right now. And with Water without his charge shot, is going to really be struggling to take this stock when Zora's dedicating to needle camping at the moment.
So,
I like that up smash, actually. It could have been very sneaky. I didn't like that vanish very much.
Yeah.
Felt kind of unnecessary.
It's pretty early in the stock. You don't really want to stale that much.
And more importantly, I feel like you don't want to be selling. Oh my gosh! What was that?
Did he
bouncing fish off the balloon? He bouncing fish off Water, then off the balloon, and then onto Water again for the stock. That was cute.
Pretty flashy.
That was good, Zora.
You see that a lot, actually, with bouncing fish into the stage, but I don't think you really see that with the balloon.
With the balloon, not as much. But so 2-1, and I guess we could watch Winners Finals right now, or we could go to Rave Zora. I'm not sure if people want more of the Zora show. Especially if Zora wins and we have to see him against Game Boy, and then Zora just wins the tournament after that.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Should we go to Winners Finals right now, or should we just watch Rave Zora?
I think we can.
I think we should go
one
Winners
more. No, I think
No?
we should watch one more and then
Do one more?
do winners.
Schroeder wants winners finals and do losers quarters off stream. I think we should probably just get into it. Don't want to delay the tournament too long.
Yeah.
Wait.
Missile killing is a meme. I don't doubt
Mike!
it.
Oh.
Especially homing missile.
You guys want to do it on stream?
I mean, super missiles
Alright.
hit like a truck, but
Zora show continues.
watching that homing missile kill was definitely pretty cool.
Huh? Winners finals haven't played yet.
Winners finals, all right.
Yeah, I think we should
chat-
probably, yeah.
The chat
I
has
agree.
spoken.
Mike! Grab Kami wherever he is. All right, so we are going to do winners finals. Might be.
What a godsend to avoid. Samus is so much cooler than Yoshi. I'm inclined to agree.
We're back, guys. We're back.
Stop wasting their lives. I think they kind of